Well, howdy folks. Now, you might be expecting me to break down the latest firearm, talk ballistic coefficients, or maybe even tell you how many deer I spotted on my morning walk. The answer's 3, by the way. But today, we're talking about types of people you'll meet at the gun range. Trust me, I've seen them all. So, grab a cold one and let's get into it. Let's start with our first character, Mr. Tactical Overkill. This fella, man, he's decked out head to toe in full camo, a plate carrier, and he's got the night vision goggles strapped on in broad daylight, mind you. You'd think he's about to clear Fallujah or something. Straight out of Call of Duty missions. Every movement is calculated, slow, like he's stepping through a laser grid you can't see. He's got all the gear, all the bells and whistles, probably some tactical spork in his pack too. That's the impressive one. But then he actually gets on the line, and well, bless his heart, he couldn't hit a barn door from 5 paces. It's all sizzle and no steak. Kinda just nod and smile. Appreciate the commitment to the aesthetic, even if the execution's a bit oof. And then you got the collector. Oh man, these folks are a special breed. They roll up with a Pelican case big enough to hold a small child, and out come 5 different guns, all pristine, all expensive. They'll lay them out, clean them, admire them, polish them, and then they only actually shoot 2 of them. The rest, well, they're basically museum pieces, just there for display. Don't you dare think they don't know their stuff. This fella is a walking gunnipedia. He'll talk your ear off about specs, the historical significance, the rare serial numbers, and how many grains that bullet weighs, the metallurgy of the barrel, you name it. They know everything about every gun ever made. It's impressive, sure, but you kinda just wish they'd send a few more rounds downrange. The guns just sit there to be admired, and he's mostly there for people to admire their collection. Now sometimes, just sometimes, you spot the unicorn. No, I ain't talking about one of them mythical creatures that young folks are drawing on their tablets. This is that hot single female who knows her way around a firearm better than most folks know their own name. She walks in confident, no fuss, just pure capability. She's not there for show, she's there to shoot, and she knows how to do just that. She talks shop with the best of them, knows her First and Second Amendments forwards and backwards, probably explaining constitutional law to some fella who's still trying to figure out what drip means. She's a crack shot, her grouping's tighter than a tick on a hound dog, and she's just a genuine pleasure to have at the range. Rare's a good steak, cooked exactly how I like it, but a true joy to see, and you just wish there were more of them. And us, well, we don't have a chance with any. This next one is the influencer. Every range has one now, seems to be a national phenomena. This fella or gal, they each shoot 1 mag, maybe 2, and they're feeling real spicy. Then it's all about the gram, 40 selfies, angles you didn't even know existed for a gun, the whole 9 yards. They'll spend a solid 2 hours editing those pictures and videos, getting that perfect filter, adding those vibes. Their gear? Oh, it looks pristine, just like it came out of the factory. Why? Because it just came out of the factory. Probably sees more camera flashes and muzzle flashes. Look, I don't know what the kids are doing nowadays on their Snapchats and Instagrams, but this gun, this thing is straight fire. No cap, as the youth say. But for these folks, a real flex ain't the shooting, it's the posting. Next up, we got the boomer. Now, I might be getting there myself, bless my heart, but this fella, he's something else. He rolls up with a revolver from the 60s, probably his grandpappy's or his own from back when dinosaurs roamed the earth. He's got no idea what an optic is. You try to explain it to him and he just squints and goes back to cleaning the cylinder. He's constantly saying, "Back in my day," while I'm over here thinking, man, I sure hope my eyesight ain't that bad yet. I mean, I'll tell you, these scopes got more tech in them than my first cell phone. Y'all remember them? Big old Nokias? Yeah, well, this scope's zoom is about the same as me squinting to read my texts. He's a good old boy, usually, just stuck in a different era, and he'll tell you all about it. And then there's the Instructor Wannabe. Oh man, you know the type. This guy gives unsolicited advice to everybody, whether you want it or not. He'll walk up on you probably while you're concentrating on your shot and start telling you how to hold your rifle, how to breathe, how to blink. He'll claim he almost went SEAL or something equally dramatic. Probably spent the weekend at a tactical carbine course and now he thinks he's John Wick. He's always got a story about that one time he almost joined the Special Forces or how he taught a grizzled old veteran a thing or two. He's the type of dude you want to stay in their own lane and let folks just shoot in peace. And then you always got the rapid fire bro. This fella, he's here to make some noise, that's for sure. He just fires as fast as humanly possible, like he's trying to empty a whole magazine before he even got aims. Rounds are going everywhere, but the target, pinging off the backstop, even sometimes the ceiling if he's really unhinged. He's probably got some anger issues simmering under the surface, just looking for an excuse to blast away. And bless his heart, he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with a bazooka, much less the pistol he's got. This baby's got a fire rate faster than my daughter can send bet and slay texts. I don't even know what that means. I think it means okay. Anyways, it's a spectacle, alright, just not the kind you want to be standing too close to. And now here's my personal favorite, the wife. And I ain't talking about my ex. This is the sweet, approachable lady, usually with a fella by her side, and she's taken for a reason, fellas. She walks onto the line, quiet, unassuming, and then she proceeds to absolutely humble every male shooter within 50 yards. She knows more about guns than you do, trust me on that one, and she talks about ballistics and reloading with the calmness that'd make a preacher jealous. And her groupings? Oh man, her groupings are so on point they'd embarrass most of the fellas out there, including me on a bad day. Don't let the smile fool you, she's a crack shot. And she's got precision down pat. Truly a sight to behold. But you'll also find the hipster. These folks, they're fascinated by the gun world. It's a new frontier for them, you know? They rent the weirdest gun they can find, maybe a historical oddity or something that looks straight out of a sci-fi flick. KSG. They love to talk a lot, asking all sorts of questions, and their excitement is frankly adorable. They're just trying to figure it all out, like me trying to figure out Gen Alpha slang. Drop your favorite in the comments below. They may not be the most experienced, but their genuine curiosity and enthusiasm for the sport is quite infectious. You just gotta appreciate the new blood coming in, even if they rent a .44 Magnum revolver just for the Instagram story. And then there's the "can I shoot it, bro?" He seems friendly enough, sure, he's always got a smile and a casual wave, but all he really wants to do is shoot your gun and use your ammo. He'll hang around making small talk, and then conversation always drifts to, "Oh, what are you shooting? Oh, that's a nice one. Mind if I put a mag through it?" He's probably a brokey, as the kids say, and ain't got his own ammo, much less a decent firearm. I tell you, these folks, while I appreciate them wanting to try new things, well, maybe bring your own supplies sometimes, eh? And we've all seen the Gravy Seal. Oh man, this fella's a sight to behold. He's totally kitted up, you know. Full tactical gear, head to toe, all the pouches, all the patches, the morale patches that are funnier to him than they are to anyone else. He's got the latest and greatest, probably some high-speed, low-drag plate carrier that costs more than my first truck. He shoots constantly, sure, but it's always with this intense, almost frantic energy. And he's always talking about tactics, advanced maneuvers, clearing rooms, the whole 9 yards, like he's about to deploy to a suburban paintball skirmish. He's got all the lingo down pat. Sounds like he's fresh off a mission, dropping terms you'd only hear in a military documentary, but bless his heart. You see him huffing and puffing after a string of fire, and you know he'd have a heart attack climbing a single flight of stairs, much less scaling a wall. He's completely out of shape. All show and no go, as my grandpa used to say. It's a real head scratcher. You see him talking big, but then they're out of breath just from walking to the car lugging all that gear. It's a phenomenon, alright. True paradox of power and pulmonary fortitude. This one's no laughing matter, folks. The Violator. This fella, he's making safety violations left and right. It makes my old cowboy boots want to stomp. He's got his little finger on the trigger when he ain't even aimed, sweeping the muzzle across the line like he's spray painting a fence. He's turning around with a loaded weapon, looking confused, scratching his head. Goodness, you can just tell he ain't experienced in guns, probably picked one up at the pawn shop 5 minutes before showing up. Likely needs some serious help and guidance fast. My spidey senses, or rather my buck senses, go off when I see one of these. Always remember, folks, safety first, last, and always. Y'all, this rifle's got a muzzle flash so big even the kids would say it's lit. That's a word they use when something's cool, right? We're on fire? Anyways, go either way. But let's keep the real fire where it belongs, downrange. And only when you're ready to shoot. You gotta be on your toes when this person's around. I mean, seriously, keep your eyes peeled and be ready to politely intervene, because one bad move could ruin everybody's day. Next up, the history buff. This fella, he is a treat, truly. Brings all sorts of historic weapons, OG 1911s, bolt actions from the Great Wars, stuff that is older than my grandpappy's false teeth, maybe even a flintlock if you're lucky. He ain't just shooting them, no sir. He knows what the first guns ever looked like. Probably got blueprints in his head. Could tell you about the metallurgy of a musket from the 1700s. He can give you a full lesson on every single one. The battles they fought in, the famous figures who wielded them, and the historical significance of every scratch and dent. It's kind of neat, I gotta admit. You learn something new every time you run into one of these folks. They're like a living, breathing Gunnapedia of firearms history, and they love to share it too. You just gotta lean in and listen, because they've got some real gems of knowledge. Now sometimes, just sometimes, you find the gem. This is the newbie, you know. They walk in a little hesitant, maybe a little wide-eyed, but they are here to learn. This is a fella or gal who approaches other shooters sometimes 3 times to ask for advice. They're humble, they're eager, and they truly appreciate experienced shooters and genuinely want to learn from them, not just show off. They respect guns and their power, understanding the responsibility that comes with them, and they're not afraid to ask questions or admit that they don't know something. Man, I wish there were more newbies like them out here. They listen, they practice what you tell them, and they're genuinely invested in being safe and skilled. They're the future of the sport. The kind of folks who will carry on the tradition with respect and skill, and let me tell you, it is truly refreshing to see. And finally, the competitive shooter. This fella's a different breed altogether, a true artisan of lead. They're focused and precise, practicing drills methodically, often with timers and specialized targets. Every shot is analyzed, every movement is purposeful, like they're performing surgery with bullets. They're usually preparing for the next match, be it a 3-gun comp or a precision rifle shoot, dissecting their performance like a scientist dissecting a frog to find out how it works. I mean, they're good, real good. This gun's accuracy is so on point, they're the quiet professionals of the range. And you know what? They're always pushing themselves to be better, to shave off that extra millisecond or tighten that group in just a hair more. They're all about the numbers and the results, and you can learn a thing or two just by being around them. Well, there you have it, folks, a little taste of the types of people you'll meet at the range. No matter who you are or what kind of shooter you are, remember to be safe, have fun, and you know what? Enjoy the freedom that comes with slinging some lead downrange. Now, if you enjoyed this little tour, make sure you hit that subscribe button, all right? And if you've got a story about a range character you've met, I want to hear it. Drop it in the comments below for us all. Y'all come back now, you hear?